Omitofu, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thank Buddha. It's Friday. Um, our topic today is the three acts of goodness for holistic well-being, and we're very honored and delighted to have Venerable Miao Jing with us, who is the current abbess of Foguan Shan Mabuhay Temple in Manila. And she is also the Dean of Buddhist Studies and the Dean of Humanistic Academy of Life and Arts in the Philippines. We will begin. I'll turn it over to Venerable. Please go ahead, and we'll have some time for Q&A at the end of the lecture. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you everyone for joining us.
Hello, good morning, good evening, because again, it's 2 times here and 2 time zones away, but it's always nice to be back, and even post-pandemic era is now here. We are still cautious. We are still cautious and still being aware, and I think that's part of the new norm as we have always want it to come. So very happy to be here, and together with me, I see a few names from the Philippines, and later we'll be introducing or queuing them online and sharing stories with you. Thank you, Miao Zhang Fa Sư, and I also like to congratulate the team of San Diego for Wang San for bringing an online sections. I think it brings people closer and get to share more ideas and to be connected. I have a few slides today and would like to share a few thoughts on what we have been doing and what we find a very peaceful way or a calm way for a new 20th century of this time. So the first words that I like to introduce is holistic. I have always find the Buddhist teachings as taught by the Buddha and also emphasized by Venerable Master Xing, oneness and coexistence as very beneficial to me. I was born and raised in Brunei Darussalam, which is an Islamic country. And then later on, my family immigrates to Canada. So I have been with friends, with Catholic and Christians. Then later on here, moving to Taiwan for my seminary courses or Buddhist college because of compassions that Venerable Master Xing has shown when I first met him almost 20 years ago. That it has always been the initial vow, or that has always been the spark that I always been looking back. And if people will be asking me, I was an engineer before, and now a monastic, a religious, holding a religious professions, and would be asking, including my parents, oh, why have you chosen this? Why have you chosen this for your life or for my life? I have only one thing to say: no regrets, and always been joyously practicing and be joyously living every day to the fullness. And I think that's a big part of it come from the humanistic teachings by Venerable Master Xing. The other terms that I have learned I have been serving in the Philippines for 14 years. And so at one time I was I have always been inviting Venerable Miao Zhang. So on her way, whether to Foguang San on the monastic annual planning or the coming up general conference, swing by the Philippines because it's only an hour and 20 minutes away from Kaohsiung by flight. So holistic has been the terms that we have been using or been used and been understood by our friends or our Catholic friends in the Philippines here throughout our education program and also our cultural projects. and you will slowly see that how it will be manifest and being accepted very sincerely, and be accepted very friendly by non-Buddhists. So one thing when we say oneness, there are external part and interior part. I want to point out that the exterior part would have include the physical body and also the physical environments that we live in, such as this world or this earth or this universe. Um, and I want to also point out that in this particular slides that we have been, it's not only this time, but we have been living in a very turbulent period. The world, if we have noticed, has been accelerating in its technology, communications, and a lot of ways of living. I remember in the 90s, I have always heard the mainland China that people hasn't recovered, or human heart has not recovered from the cultural revolutions or the closed door policy. And I asked her the same questions. Have we now, after the pandemic, that our human heart or human mind is now ready after the quarantines or maybe the lockdown in many parts of the world? So the external disturbance that we would be facing, not just the discomfort or the sickness in our physical body, but also those are caused by natural disaster, whether it's typhoon, volcano eruptions, or earthquake, or a big part of it, human factor. And sadly too, that is also one conflicting situations, conditions that we human beings have to face as living on this earth. We slowly then realize that it's not just because of power, but also getting less natural resource that we are fighting for water and air. Then the interior disturbance or the interior destruction we would usually call, and the Buddha would refer it to be the defilements. Those are the delusions and attachment, as the Buddha would have said, under the Bodhi tree that hinders us for attending the Buddha nature. Hence, in these presentations or these sharing sections, we like to find the balance between the interior, exterior, our body and mind, and the larger or the external environments that we live in. And this is the oneness that we are referring to, not just within ourselves, among people, but also with our living environment or conditions. So the Buddha has ways that taught us, we call cultivations, or other words, to find a balance between all of these imbalances. Just like when we are sick, our immune system will be kicking in and wanting to find the new balance again. And yeah, as we recover, we might not find ourselves as well as before, but yet we be able to cope. And hence, given that we would want to find one things that we would recover and feel better. And what is that? So we slowly getting the solutions or key to being better. One way, and I think the Buddha have provided the path or the way or the technique that we can follow, as all the eminent monks has been doing, or other practitioners has been practicing for thousands of years. So the verses is, do nothing that is unwholesome, do all that is wholesome, purify the mind. That's the teachings of old Buddha. And this is the verses of the previous 7 Buddhas. Can you imagine thousands of years? It's not just 2,600, the Buddha of this time, or this samsara world, but thousands of kapas ago. These are the practice of old Buddhas from old Pure Lands. So The keywords, I would say, in this first 4 lines, how would do, my doing, or my language, my doing would be able to purify my inner conditions or my mind. I think that's when we bring in the technique, and because it's just one section, so the answer is through meditation. Very straightforward, learning to connect our doing and our mind, and to find the new balance. Yeah, that's not it. And the next 3 verses in the center of the slides, we see that what our doing as a product conduct for producing harmonious relationships in making a working society to be in order. That we also practicing a wholesome deeds, that means be kind or be generous for each other, being caring, being loving. And yet, one other thing, and which we might not usually get to, but yet it's so important because it's part of the cultivations. It's part of finding a new balance, or it's part of being holistically well and be better. That is benefiting living beings. Can't stress this enough, because a lot of time I heard the questions. So when I'm sad, what do I want to do? I want to be happy. So when I'm happy, what then I should do? I want to share my happiness. So on the same token, when I'm poor, what do I want to do? I want to be rich. So now that I'm rich, what do I do next? I want to share my wealth with others. And in Buddhism, there are all kinds of wealth. And Venerable Master Xing has kept it very simple, which I benefit from the first day that I learned from him, to give. To give other joys, to give other hope, to give other confidences, and to give other conveniences. And that is, with the practice of humanistic Buddhism, I then slowly realized, whether I'm in Canada, in Brunei, or in the Philippines, or in Taiwan, whether I'm with the young or the old, it all comes together, that I would be able to practice being well, being better, and by not just from enriching myself, but also from sharing what I have with the others. And I want to stress it again, benefiting living beings. That is to be able to, the Chan master would say, returning to the samsara world to do good deeds. Here, I have to stop for a while, because I'm supposed to share the 3rd video. So I will jump off the slides and go back to the first video. So the wellness, going back, slides back. Got too excited. So sliding back, the first video is, so how do we find wellness or holistic well-being while at home, while at the workplace, or while the living by everyday doing? So the first video that I like to share is called the yoga in the workplace. So here. We will follow, because it's just a 5 minutes is a 5 minutes presentations, which help us to maybe slow down a bit and to breathe in. Okay. So if you are sitting down on the chair, that's perfect. Otherwise, you can stand a little. And I find that is working just as well on the airplane. You can always I wouldn't ask you to take off your glasses because otherwise then you wouldn't see the action.
Sit back, relaxed in your chair. Breathe normally. Inhale and gently turn your head to the right. Slowly come back to the center and turn to the other side. Repeat this a few times with calm and relaxed breathing. Inhale. Drop your head to the right. Feel the stretch on the left side of your neck muscles. Come back to the center. Continue the same to the left. Repeat it a few times. Feel the stretch in your neck muscles. Slowly come back to the center. Inhale and drop your head back. Gaze at the ceiling. Feel the stretch in your throat. Exhale. Drop your head in front. Chin to the chest. Slowly lift your head up. Look up. Exhale. Bring your head down. Now inhale and rotate your head clockwise. Make a round circle, moving your head around the neck. Repeat a few times. Do the same anti-clockwise. Now inhale and raise your shoulders and drop them back slowly in a circular motion. Repeat a few times. Now reverse the movement. Rotate your shoulders from back to the front. Repeat a few times. Inhale. Stretch your arms out in front. Palms open, fingers apart. Make a fist. Now repeat. Hold your fist. Rotate in synchronized rotations. Do it a few times. Now repeat the other way. Breathe normally. Bring your arms down. Place your palms on your knees. Inhale. Lift your right leg up. Exhale. Drop the leg. Do it a few times. Bring your leg up and stop. Rotate your feet around your ankle. Make a circle with your toes, clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Repeat it with your left leg. The rush of blood to your ankle and knee joints make your legs feel relaxed. Interlace your fingers and stretch your arms towards the ceiling. Keep pushing up. Feel the stretch in the spine. Bring your arms down by your side. Now hold the left arm of your chair with both your hands. Now repeat on the other side. Look back all the way. Slowly come back to the center. Now hold the right arm of the chair with the left hand and raise your right hand towards the ceiling. Drop your upper body towards your left and come back to the center. Now repeat this on the other side. Take a few breaths. Feel the stretch. Slowly come back to the center. Sit a little forward. Put your hands behind the chair and hold the backrest. Take the support of the chair and lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Drop your head back. Slowly come back to normal sitting position. Breathe. Turn around and enjoy your work.
And enjoy your work. See, that's very nice, right? With a smile. Venerable Jailway of Nantian Institute has also recorded mindful check-in, which can be downloaded on the mobile phone. Foguangsan also have a Foguang Go app. And I find that very useful because sometimes we do need ways or media app in this case to help us to recap that that we should slow down, that we should learn how to breathe, that we should embrace the moment. So here is the first video. I'm going to play you the second video before I bring up the slides again so that we don't have to jump in and out. Yes, I will provide the yoga to Miao Zhang Fa so she can disseminate it. Okay. Then here, the second video. We were talking about that we need to find a balance, and sometimes we ask the questions going back to the one that we asked: how is what we do or what we say affecting our mind? And there are many ways or scientific teachings, viewpoints on this. Yet in Buddhism, because it's internal cultivations, is a spiritual practice. And so the Buddhist too has our own answer and our way of practicing to do that. But yet that same practice that we have been doing since the Buddha's time has now be able to be explained very scientifically. And one of the way is called the quantum theories, that we get to know that the world is not just us, that there are many other forms of life, and the earth is not just what our physical eyes can reach, but it can go further and it can go also microscopically. And so the next part is to help us to feel that how small we are and how big the world can be and how limited or ignorance sometimes our head can be, while at the same time, how vast and how much more that we have not found out. Learn, huh? So here is the other one. So it's about a 2-minute video, just a microscopic of what we can see beyond our physical eyes and how far we can go or how inner that we can reach. how so a lady was laying down in her lawn, and now zooming out light years away. And now coming back. So from light years distant away, that we are zooming in into our galaxy, into our solar system, and onto the Earth. And again, we see the lawn and the lady lying down. In her backyard. And now zooming in further through her eyes. What is through her eyes? That we call the most smallest component of a human being, the DNA strands. And further in, as we zoom in further, what is in there? The proton, the neuron, and there. And this is most part of it is empty space, huh? So I just want to show two things in this second video. That is first that all phenomena or that everything changes from times to times, from the past to the present and to the futures. So it is times to times, and just as we are feeling the sunlight here in the Philippines is in the morning. That sunlight, as was calculated, that was 8 minutes away from the suns. So what we have right now is not necessary as we feel or what we see. And the same thing as what we see is not really not so necessary there. Because if we go through the last part of the second video, that we know that the neuron and the protons, the protons is rotating around this the neutrons, and hence the most part of it is empty space. Then can we say that we are empty in nature? Perhaps in this quantum theory or from the radio, we are empty in nature, that we cannot stay or sustain our existence throughout the times or from one space to the others. And that's why our physical body change. And with that, we need to know if our physical components change, then how about our feelings? Do we then has to attach to the feelings that was generated a minute ago or 10 years ago or maybe a century ago? Or do we learn then to let go and begins to embrace what is presence? So we want to open up. We want to slowly open up that way of thinking. In these particular sections, we want to open up that particular viewpoint, or to keep our mind open and stay very flexible, so that we want to accept the new thought of living to the presence through the practice of humanistic Buddhism, or here very particularly do good deeds, say good words, and think good thought. And slowly we will see all of this in different terms, but it all comes down to how do I pacify or cultivate my body and mind. I'll bring back my slices. There's only a couple more. So, yeah. This is taken by one of our 3 years of goodness school. We found out many teachers from the 3 years of goodness school like to bring in meditations for the students because it helped them to stay focused. It also helped them to distress. There are projects that the teacher bring on to the school and introduce the student to mindfulness, that the students would be more calm, and apparently accidents could reduce, and their study performance improve. So later on, we will invite teacher Rema to mention a few things about generosity. And with us today, there is also Dr. Josette, and she was the one that provided me with the photos. So with this quantum wheel, just as we seen and as we want to come to understand that things change, and that it varies. It comes to become what we see because of causes conditions, and causes and conditions change, and hence nothing stay as it is always. So this is the teachings that the Buddha have taught us, and we learn to let go of we learn to let go of our past, and we learn to embrace the presence and looking forward. This also means because changes means hope, and changes always for betterment, and hence we always see hope in the future. So I want to introduce, you might have seen her face before, Todo Manikan. And she has been like helping us to uplift humanistic of Buddhism with the full support of our head abbess, Venerable Yongguang. We have been like supporting 3 years of goodness projects in public school for 7 years now. And this year or last year, we have found there is a divisions is in the central of Visaya, Philippines, that all of the school in that school divisions, 80 of the schools has 3 years of goodness in different program on campus. And so Todo Manikan then help us to bring in the whole brand's training and humanistic educations or humanistic Buddhisms through mindfulness to introduce or to help the teacher better themselves and strengthening their learning and teachings for the pupil. And one of the sections is we just mentioned quantum's viewpoint of how we can be we are related to the universe, and that our body again is made up of, if you would say, vibrations, and these vibrations are connected to our thoughts because we are living beings. It would not be like that if it's a table, because there is no connection, so there is no breathing. There is no media to connect the table and the air. But as human being, or as a sentient or cautious being, we be able to find that connections with the external and internal through ways. And so this diagram or this scale is to show that the purer, we call the purer, and Dr. Manikan would use the higher self. The Buddhists would call the awakened level of awakening. That the higher or the purer it is, then the vibrations is to be stronger. So you notice that on the left side of the chart, on average, neutrality is 250. So as we go up, those are good energy that we want to grow, and that was translated into positive perspective of our life and our feelings. On the other hand, if it go lower than the 250, then it will slowly need some strength or need some power to improve or to uplift the scales. And what we do not want to feel the negativity, as we might already have known, shame, guilt, grief, fear, desire, anger, like that. And so we want, as we seen reports, that as we meditate, as we learn to calm our mind, as we learn to practice kindness to ourselves and also to spread that with the others, our power of enlightenment improve, and our power to love, to accept love and to give love also improve. That means it grow higher. And hence, our creativity has also shown to better our life. And so this is just a scale that I want to show, because we would be the person, and we have ways to help ourselves to grow into a better, to be a happier, and to be more enlightened one, because our whole body is made out of proton and atoms that produce vibration scales, and that is translated again into energies that we are seeing here. So we don't have to feel lost, because we already have the tools in hand. Our job is to practice, or to put it into practice. And I want to quote from, this is Dora Avasco in the white frame. She make a presentations on how 3 acts of goodness is media of transformative educations for Quang College, which is a full scholarships higher educations institutes in the Philippines, found by Venerable Master Xing Yun, part of the consortiums of Fo Guangshan, just like University of the West and the Nantian Institute, Nanhua and the Fo-Guang University, and Guangming College is the 5th or the youngest one in this consortium system of Fo Guangshan monastic order. I want to repeat what she said. Humanistic Buddhism nourish artists. In our school, we now have sports science, so track and field, and they are doing very well. We also have cheerleaders. So artists and athletes, heart and mind and body to practice give. So she wants to explain the give, right? Higher purpose of thinking, saying, and doing. That means 3 acts of goodness to bestow goodness to this world. Our scholar offerings is it can be an offerings because it comes from, it's a nurtures from within. So the offering was received by the community of BIA, of Fo Guangshan, of Venerable Master Xing Yun, and now being internalized and present as an offerings from the students or from the scholar to the world. I think it's a very beautiful words, and because she's a writer and a poet, so a lot of words was translated into a feeling as well, words for her. And this is what she said, right? Inexhaustible. That means never tired, untiring cycle of generosity. Again, we see Venerable Master Xing Yun to the scholar, to the world, or to the community, and back again, to bring our talents to grace our performance, or to a graceful shape. That means the capacity to offer, or the characteristic from within. We then understand. This is what we want to see as we promote, say, 3 acts of goodness in our school. Our teacher has been saying that And that has been seen and shown through the students, their parents, and their own neighborhood. And now this kindness or this act of goodness is being recycled back or come back, turn around and begets those who are providing. And hence, at this point, I would like to call teacher Rema. She has a beautiful story because she's for 6 years, for 7 years, that she has always been producing, heading 3X of a Goodness project in their school, and has been helping to recruit 3X of a Goodness students for Guangming College, and now graduate and back to their community. So may I call upon teacher Rema?
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. I am Rema Aguirre from Sagay National High School, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Our journey in TAG started last 2019, before pandemic. TAG helped a lot in the transformation of our students. They become generous, kind, and mindful of their action. Through the learnings or through the principles of the 3 acts of goodness they learned from the program, the students become more compassionate. During calamities like typhoons, fire, our ambassadors were the one asking help, financial help to our students, asking for any amount of money, clothes, or foodstuffs to be donated to the victims of calamity. And for that, I am very happy that from the values that I teach them, they were able to share what they have to others. Then the dance project in the community was supported by our local government unit through our tourism office. Then through the program in our school, we were able to send scholars in Guangming College, in which last graduation, there were 4 graduates coming from our school. And I observed big changes in their lives. And I'm happy because every time they go back to our school, they help me in developing the talent of our students. They conducted dance and acting workshop to our students and even in the community. The generosity of Master Singyon helped a lot in developing the skills of our students, not only in our school, but in the whole Philippines. I am grateful to Master Yongguan and Venerable Miao Jing for their support on our project in school, and especially in our adopted community. Last May 27, when I attended the Alaya, Master Yongguan gave me 3,000 pesos for the children in the community, and I bought school supplies and give it to the children. Their parents are very happy for that help, because for them it's a big help because they came from poor family. I also encourage our students who are living in that community to continue or to study hard so that they can reach their goal. And some of our high school students there living in that community were motivated to study hard, to have good grades, because they're hoping to pass the entrance test in Guangming College. And I'm very happy for that motivation, for that simple kindness and simple activities that we brought in that community. We were able to motivate the children there, the poor children there, to have plan for their life. And we are also thankful to FGS through Venerable Miao Jing, who gave us home during our stay in the temple during the Palarong Pambansa for 4 days. Our stay in temple motivate our young gymnasts to study in JMC. And I'm also happy because this year, one of my student, Gabriel Montaño, he has no parents because I think that his parents already separated and her mother died 2 years ago, and he has no parents that will support his studies. And I'm happy that he was accepted in Guangming College, and he told me that he passed in the audition for Japan this November, and I'm happy for that. That little boy, that Gabriel, is a naughty boy before, but now he changed a lot because of his learning from the three acts of goodness. And the tag program is very helpful to us. If we think of it, it's just a 10,000 pesos, but the 10,000 pesos multiplied because of the generosity that we learned by the students in the program. I can attest that because our ambassadors were they donated their talent fee to the school, that instead they were um, um, buy for their costume. But since they told me we have already costume, ma'am, so we will donate this to our school. So we buy another 10 pieces of mats, no, to be added to the 10 pieces of mats that we get from the Fogwangshan donation. So with that, I can say that three acts of goodness really transforms life. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Teacher Rema. Teacher Rema has been with us and run many different projects together with Todo Joseph here. So thank you again for being online. I just, because we will be ending in 5 minutes, so I will just quickly go through what we have. So Kwangming College has, or 3X of a Goodness project has always been an inspiration. So when I ask our scholar or even our devotees are inspired by Venerable Master Xing Yun visions to wants to support, educations, especially for those in need and deserving students who wants to work hard but lack the finances. And we are also wants to thank BLIA Worldwide for providing Sihata a stage to perform. And Kwangming College students, the cycle of generosity and love becomes auditing, becomes the audited cast of Sihata, and they then later on grow themselves to become the teacher. And Junrei, our Sihata number 2, joined us about 10 years ago, and now the one running the Sihata programs in our institute in Cebu, become and has also become the 3X of Goodness ambassador and share what he has to his own community. Then, just like Teacher Rema and her students are doing. So generations after generations, we would say, or batches after batches, that we see 3X of Goodness continue to spread and grow. So importantly, the three characters or attitudes that we find that it keeps the values, or it keeps the teachings, or it keeps the holistic wellness in the program or in the person, is growing the heart of gratitude, being joyous and compassionate, that always wants to remove suffering and wants to give joys to the others. I have one last video that I will show, that how we have how we have been working with Department of Educations from the Philippines to produce the 3 days programs for our teachers. We start that last November in the province. So I will be doing that after showing this one last slide. So here is the 3 acts of goodness that we have. If I would lump it into do good deeds, say good words, think good thought, using the 8 noble path. And that's what the Buddha has been teaching us to do and to say what to say and what not to say. Then that we slowly understand that this is actually the steps of cultivations for body and mind. And Venerable Master Jing would always say that this is our group cultivations for pacifying body and minds, or to find oneness within our body and mind, and to find the balance between ourselves and others, harmonious relationships among our community, the world. So the 3 steps or the 3 trainings, morality, concentrations, and wisdom. Again, I want to stress that wisdom, the capacity of oneself or a being, of being able to see reality and to eliminate ignorance. That means confusions. So I find this 8 lines in the gray box is by teacher Nancy Cole. She has helped us to start the 3 Acts of Goodness project earlier, about 10 years now, and she has always been coming on and invited to promote 3 Acts of Goodness in school for teachers and to train teachers other than Dr. Manikan and our 3 Acts of Goodness coordinator in different schools, part of the pool of teachers. So I will post that in the line, the headlines. Things that is true, things that is beneficial or not, and things that is agreeable or not. Know when to say it is important. Always comes to find the right time, right place, and right people. So when these 3 elements is right, then we can then nurture a harmonious relationships. So I like to share a couple of photos. Our Kwang College students on weekends, because it's a boarding school. So they stay in school and bring storytellings, also ballet for children to the community. So sharing exactly what they learn in class. So one last, on this is what we do. And all of the project would not be possible. Again, if it wasn't for Buddhas like international associations, because we has find the visions of Venerable Master Jing in different places, and I have also get to know that they in San Diego, you also been running a mindfulness practice in the military and also in prisons. Good things that we now have English news for maritimes on maritimes. So here it is.
Humanistic Buddhism as a faith can never be too vast, too profound, or too considerable, for it embodies all dharmas. It is about self-purification, self-management, and self-education. The purpose of collective cultivation is to maintain mutual respect of people's conducts, shared values, equal distribution of benefits, harmonious social coexistence, loving and kind speech, as well as mental joy of spiritual attainment. This concept of collective harmony introduced by the Buddha when he first established the monastic community is truly what humanistic Buddhism advocated today.
I have this opportunity to be able to share with you all this knowledge, and that is my mission. To bring together all kinds of people and promote goodness. To make people harmonize with one another. Remove all the borders because we are one.
the division of Sagay is one of the divisions in the whole Philippines na 100% sa 3 acts of goodness. Can you give yourselves a round of applause for that?
Spiritual is the direct transpersonal experience of the underlying oneness of life. Listen to Einstein. Einstein is a very spiritual man, and he said, this whole creation is so complex, and yet there is that awesome regularity of the cosmos. There must be a greater force. And he knelt in awe and wonderment.
Will continue to support educators like yourself, because you have a belief that education is the best nutrients to grow our pupils, our children, our school.
So all enlightened people are intuitive because intuition is anchored on truth. The purer you become, the more intuitive you become.
How many times in a day, how many times are we able to speak good towards other people? The 3 acts of goodness is not only there for us to see or to say, but it's also something that we need to embody in ourselves.
Remove all the labels, remove all the colors, that kind of approach and that kind of oneness towards making life easy for others, to make this world a better place to live in. If we can teach all Christians the law of karma and they understand well, maybe we can get rid of dishonesty and corruption. Your attitude and your outlook and your perspective about what God is all about will now slowly change to focus on yourself, that you are truly responsible for the kind of life you create for yourself. A person who is enlightened has a very, very clean and healing vibration. We are now in an era of co-learning. You are learning, I am learning.
Thank you for making 3 acts of goodness a big and extended loving family. We are now very close to each other.
3 acts of goodness, bring us love and peace. Mabuhay!
Yeah, so that would be the presentations of these sections. And so on 3 acts of goodness and how we seen that it has it is based on the teachings of the Buddha, and how we have seen that being a practice, used, and spread in the Philippines, and benefiting not just the Buddhists, but also the non-Buddhists, especially children and adults alike.
Thank you so much, Venerable. So wonderful to hear about all the amazing work that you're doing in the Philippines, and yeah, and other videos also. I think many people would love to see them again. So thank you for sharing. I know we've gone a little bit over time, but maybe we could take just one question, if that's all right. If anyone has a question, please feel free to put in the chat or just unmute yourself.
If you would like to hear Todo Joseph saying, you can also voice that out. Todo Joseph is our officer from the Department of Education, who has been supporting 3 acts of goodness when she first heard about the project, it started from 7 school, or she includes 7 school, and now 80s over a period of 7 years. So she also has a lot of experience, and her, I guess, her determinations or belief that the acts of goodness is benefiting, that the impacts that she has seen in the office and in the school. Dr. Josette, you want to say something? While everyone else is still typing.
Okay. Shifu, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of us from the different part of the country and or all over the world. Um, yes, I am Josette Belandra from Philippines and the Department of Education Division of Sagay City. Implementing the Three Acts of Goodness program in partnership with the Fo Guangshan Foundation International and of course in the Philippines through Master Yong Guang and Master Miao Jing. Inspired by Venerable Master Xingyan, teachings and principles and wisdom, especially for the what is three acts of grace. Actually, for to sum up for the what is humanistic Buddhism for us, and it is through the three acts of goodness we were able to understand very well. Humanistic Buddhism becomes universal. It doesn't speak as to religion or as to race, as to color, but humanistic Buddhism for us is spreading kindness, compassion, and to do the eightfold act and what to do. No, of course, to do the right view, right speech, right action, and everything the eightfold. So through the three acts of goodness we were so inspired in teaching our learners in the division of Sagay and of course our teachers to be more compassionate and to spread kindness to have a better place to live in. Through the Three Acts of Goodness program, we were, and of course, no, we will not forget that the Three Acts of Goodness have helped the vision of Sagay a lot, no, a vast help, a blessing from, of course, from all the devotees of the Fogongshan have helped us in especially in having through infrastructure, student development, teachers development, and many, many more blessing. And we're so grateful to all of you, to the Fogongshan. Thank you so much. And uh, Sagay City, after knowing and having a good partnership and having another family through our friendship of the Fogangshan, uh, our teachers becomes mindful every day, and we're doing our best that our learners becomes more kind as every day that they are interacting with with themselves and of course with other people. So with that, through the Three Acts of Goodness program, this I know a step by step, small step every day can make a better world to live. So much.
Thank you, Dr. Josette. You have any questions, whether it's for Dr. Josette or Teacher Rema? And together with us, I also have Ray. Ray said that he's a third-year student in Buddhist studies of Guangming College. But if you do later on anything that you like to know, or you like to visit the Philippines and Guangming College, or you can always text us. Miao Zhang Fa Sư can be the tour lead.
Shifu with us also were Sir Honto, Rolicon Honto, the classroom teacher from Vitu National High School of in the Philippines, of course, in the Vitu Sagay. Maybe Sir Rolicon can share also in the lens of as a classroom teacher in and guidance counselor in implementing that. Sir Rolicon, can you say anything or share anything?
Thank you very much, Dr. Josette. Good morning, good evening to everyone. I'm Rolly Kunhunto from Sagay City Division also. I'm a classroom teacher. And presently, I am practicing simple meditation to a little bit advanced meditation with my students. The picture that was flashed just earlier, the one that my students are posing under the tree. So aside from teaching them the skills inside the classroom, I am also teaching them the practices that I have experienced also in Buddhism practices, especially with the Three Acts of Goodness and from the Fu Guangshan Foundation. So thank you very much. I think that has a very great impact with my students lately, especially with those students who have a problem mentally. So I think the Fo Guangshan Foundation and the Tiaks of Goodness deserve an applause for that, for helping us with our students also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Miss Samba. Saiba.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to Venerable Miao. Thank you so much, Venerable Miao, Jing, and everyone else who shared their experiences with us.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Venerable Miao. I know that it's like we are a little bit over the time, but I would like to take one more minute to thank Venerable Miao and the rest of our team to spread the three acts of goodness throughout the whole educational system. Like we always know that to have a more harmonious society, we always start from the education, start from young. So let us conclude our evening with a dedication of merit. If you can join me with our palms joined, may kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pure Land, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our humility and gratitude give rise to great vows. So I pray and hope everyone have a safe evening, a safe day, week ahead of you. And I hope to see everyone again. And Saiba will conclude with the announcements. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Venerable Raise a Skillful Means by Venerable Shi Sheng from the Institute of Humanistic Buddhism, and that will be on October 26th, I believe. Venerable, is that correct?
27, like depending on like, which time zone you're in, but we will email
it's San Diego.
Yeah, with the link and for the whatever video that Venerable Miao has shared, and we also include the next month's announcements. So I would like to thank everyone again for your time, for your sharing, and I hope to see everyone again in Tofo. Take care. Bye.